Do you want to know what the curse of Sungrad is? The curse of Sungrad? Beyond the audio levels and having to reshoot your video because all the audio got left out for some unknown reason? Well, that's the curse of Sungrad, the chaos. See, when you try to help people, the wrong people, the curse, it will get to you. You know, one way or the other. You know, like, just breaking news though. Unfortunately, Pakistan has defeated India. Damn. Time to convert to Islam. Gotta call my cousin. Gotta get married. Wait, he's lying? Oh. Oh, I need to forget this. I need to forget this. You know. Oh my god. Alright. Forgotten. Oh. Well, what do Hasan Piker and the president of Pakistan have in common? Well, they're inbred. Most likely related. Like the same family circle. Oh, because it's like Hassan has literally, like, I've broken through mainstream media. I have broken through uh, YouTube algorithms. People watch my videos, most likely behind the VPN, and they're like, I don't know, maybe I'm too plugged into the Matrix. Like, no, I am plugged into the Matrix. Yeah, yeah. See, I'm the anti Andrew Tate. I am Andrew Tate's doppelganger. Wait, no. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Oh, fuck that. I don't want to be his anything. I'm just the opposite of you. When you look in the mirror, mirror on the wall, who the fuck is that? It's me. Oh, but like, okay, for real though, like these guys are talking about me. They're talking about my points, and they know about like Azure and like his discussion points, his like support of India, but at the same time I don't support India. And oh, let's get into it. So unfortunately, Luffy didn't make it. Oh yeah. I mean, you know, when you think about it, One Piece, the anime, I don't know how many seasons it's on, but it's just one of those things that, you know, you never think you're gonna see the end of it until one day Luffy decides, you know, with the hot love of Hassan, to pick up that gun, do that little hootie dance, and make his way to fight those IDF, those IDF animals, occupiers. They took the land from the innocent, never would harm a hair or rape any women, Palestinians. Like the Palestinians who would never tell a lie, never use civilians as human shields. And most importantly, the Palestinians, they want peace. Not like those Israelis. Oh no 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 no. See, the Israelis, they own CNN and Fox News because it's like Jewish, and then like they they like make it so that like, oh my God, everybody else is the bad guy and the Jewish people are the good guys. Here, watch this Christmas special about the Ten Commandments. You know, isn't it like, you know, the veneer of Hollywood? So like, you know, elusive and alluring. And it's like, don't even pretend for a second. Don't even pretend for a second that like the Muslims and like those other guys, they don't do the exact same thing. Come on, dude. Of course they do. Of course they do. Of course they do. So here we are with the breaking news. Hassan has lost his mind because he's watched too many Azure videos on the DL. Found out that I know he was lurking. Oh shit. And now he's gunning straight for the source. He's like, yo, who's this inspiration? Who's he shouting out? The Fratanga? No, 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 no. He's too small. I need a bigger fish. Asmongold. Oh, come to me, Asmongold. I might be 45, but I still got it in me. All right, get this. Imagine you're 45 years old. You get your headphones with little cat ears. Your keyboard lights up. Oh yes, that's streaming time! Time for the stream, yeah! But not this time. Oh no. Poor Hasan. What happened? You saw my video? And also, you probably checked in with Luffy. And he just like he changed this entire man cave, his 45-year-old man cave, to I don't know, some next place. And what he is doing is I don't know if he's trying to speed run getting banned or if he's trying to like show everybody the power that he has. So he's outright going on a blatant lying spree, saying that Asmongold supports all this anti-Indian rhetoric. Indians are dirty, they don't deserve help. Well, we should all in like ethnicities are inferior. And see that inferior part. Oh, poor son. That must sting inside of you, inside that little like inbred soul of yours. Of like, yo, dude, like, haven't you thought about that yet? Like, yo, not only did you lose, but you're trying your best to show your power that you can't get banned because of said loss. Because Luffy's gone, because Pakistan admitted, well, they didn't admit defeat. They're just like you. They don't want to admit defeat because they're just this inbred and this short-sighted, and most likely you guys share the same family circle. Listen, you guys do a little loop-de-loop, little like roller coaster. Hey, brother, cousin, father, mother. And now here we are with the breaking news that Hassan literally is trying his best to make it out to non-English speaking people that Asmongold is against India. And let's be 100% clear on this. They didn't just lose. I want to thank both Asmongold, Ethan Klein, for bringing these people into like such a position of vulnerability, because you can never make a man as angry as you can with like the idea of shaping his whole world around him. So like think about like this. Hassan was like nobody, and then Ethan Klein came out of nowhere and gave him a purpose, like breathed life into him. Before that, Hassan was nothing. Like I don't care what anybody says. Like, and say what you want about Ethan Klein, because like his fall into liberalism and being a Democrat, like yeah, I get it. You're a family man, and like you're just trying to be cool in the city of New York, whatever, or California, wherever you live. Not my business. You're just like I mean, like it's that idea of trying to fit in, and like you don't really blame people for doing that because it's the norm, it's the expectation, right? But the fact that you brought him into like mainstream and sat down with him hour after hour doing countless streams, and people coming in to watch him, the frenemies, and he was always this outwardly hostile character. Like he reminds me of like people that I would know in like elementary school, that they had a character to them, and it was like that whole thing before puberty where what I mean, like when you don't get horny and you what the fuck do you do, right? Like what am I? I'm a man, but it's just I feel weird type shit. And you come up with like an identity to give yourself, and then you stick by that identity like super hardcore, even though like people know that when you talk to like everybody else, like your parents, everybody, like normally it's like a completely different voice and everything. That is Hassan right now, and I think like his whole life has been like Liquid Snake. Like no, not even Liquid Snake. Revolver Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid 4. So the guy doesn't even know he's faking it to the point where he is like in a loop where he doesn't understand that he's just playing a character on the internet for views and for the sake of his like uncle whatever, right, like the family prodigy to pass on the money making thing. And since he's touched so many young people, well basically so many college university students for pro Palestine. I thought I had it bad with the Hindus, dude. Can you imagine you're Jewish and you see Jews for Palestine on a fucking tent, dog? You know how the looks you kind of looks you're gonna get that person around the matzah table. You guys just having your seder or whatever it is. It's just like, what the fuck, dude? You know what I mean? Because it's like it's one thing to get like a knife in your back and it's just like just like a little like why et tu Brutus, but this is just like seeing it on TV. And I'm not trying to like style on you. Like Hindus got it like that too, man. Like we got like mans be cucking out for people against our religion, against our way of life, against even just us living, breathing, and it's this kind of sycophantic way of thinking, which is why like Hindus we can't really associate with other Hindus as much as we want to. We want to defend the land of India. Excuse me. We want to, do righteous things and be well-meaning for everyone who enters into our land and stuff. But inevitably, like this kind of weakness, this kind of hey, everything's gonna be okay no matter what, right? Like Hasan knows as much as everybody else that this ceasefire is temporary, and the fact that the Pakistani, president isn't capitulating just shows the immaturity of both him and Hassan, these adult children who, what is the end game of world domination other than, a bunch of people making, passage into it to like, claim it as their own land? None. There is none. There's never really been any innovation or like breakthrough when it comes to like this expansionism. And even though they'll tell you otherwise and you'll have a bunch of other people saying, wait a minute, yes, we had a bunch of scientific and like breakthroughs and advancements, you have to like taper that with a little bit of understanding. Sometimes people are going to tell you what you want to hear. Sometimes people say things that sound nice in your ear, but in reality it's the contradiction. And if you can use your eyes and ears and memory, then most of what they're going to tell you is a little bit on the untrue side, and a lot of it is going to be outright lies to cover for themselves. It must be painful though, because I want to thank them, because as I thanked Ethan and Esmond, I also want to thank Hassan and the president of Pakistan, because not only did you show us this kind of mental condition and stuff, but you've also given us like history. We are going to write about this and study it for years, for decades to come. Like this kind of stuff is one of those things that in history classes, even your fellow Muslims are gonna be like fucking laughing out loud. You guys are a joke. You guys are hilarious. Hassan, what are you doing? You're like, accusing all these false claims on Asman willfully. Willfully, you're 45 years old. You're slandering somebody, you're 45 years old on the internet. This is where we're at in history. And when they read about this in history class, dude, you're gonna see people with hijabs. You're gonna see people with like one eyebrow. You're gonna see the many, many children, bastard children of Andrew Tate. And they're all gonna be laughing, man. They're all gonna be laughing at you. The president of Pakistan, you, this whole movement, the fact that like you guys got so spun off of Twitter comments and like beef, and then like you got Icux and his wife who like whatever. I don't know if she's an abuse victim or she's like heavily into drugs or something. Like these people are all crazy, and the history class is gonna be like, oh my god, everybody's gonna be getting straight A's, dude. Everybody. Everybody's going to be compelled to watch the videos. Movies are going to be made about this. You're going to have merchandise. You're going to have Hassan bobbleheads. If it bobbles too much, like too much of the blood gets to his head, it gets red and stuff. And then all of a sudden, like his expression changes, and then he starts like cussing you out or something like or like the iCux bobblehead where it's like you're driving around and it just like sucks its own dick. Oh man, it's like can you imagine in like the ultra future and shit? Like like could you not? This is gonna sound crazy, but this is gonna be the material for comedy specials for generations to come. Like this is going to be one of those things where you're like constant non-stop shit talking and antics will be like it'll be like a historic adventure if we all go on. I hope I can go on this adventure with you. All right, have a nice day, everybody. Take care.